It's clear to see who's more comfortable. And we all know why. And we all know why. Joe looked mighty uncomfortable. Look at him. Look like he ain't never been there before. Joe looked mighty uncomfortable. Look at him. You said like he ain't raised in the black church. Y'all remember he said that? I can't tell. You said he was raised in the black church. Y'all remember he said that?
drowned Jackson.
I can't tell.
Our Supreme Court Justice. John Ketanji drowned Jackson.
Look at the difference.
Our Supreme Court Justice.
I'm just saying. Look at the difference. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
We understand that the African American community has suffered.
You know what I'm saying?
We understand that there are many wrongs.
Clear difference.
That must still be made right. And that there are many wrongs.
Clear difference.
That must still be made right.
I've got a secret.
I would like to go over and personally escort our next guest. Now then, sir. Will you tell our panel, please? Let's get in. Now then, sir. Mind if I pull you in, sir? Will you tell our panel, please? Let's get in. You tell our panel, please, what your name is and where you're from. You tell our panel, please, what your name is and where you're from.
Samuel J. Seymour. I'm from Maryland. Samuel J. Seymour.
This is Mr. Seymour from Maryland. And we brought Mr. Seymour all the way up from Maryland, and by golly, he got in the hotel all the way up from Maryland, and by golly, he got in the hotel and fell down the steps and gave himself a shiner. We urged him not to come on the show tonight, as a matter of fact, and finally got in touch with his doctor, and the doctor said it was up to Mr. Seymour. Mr. Seymour said he wouldn't miss it. So here he is. Mr. Seymour said he wouldn't miss it. Seymour, how old are you, by the way, sir? Now then, Mr. Seymour, how old are you, by the way, sir? 96 years old. 96 years old. Now, sir, if you whisper your secret to me, I'm sure the folks at home would like to know what it is. Now, sir, if you whisper your secret to me, I'm sure the folks at home would like to know what it is. To help classify his secret, I will tell you it concerns something that he witnessed. And Bill Cullen will start with you. And Bill Cullen will start with something that he saw, happen.
This thing that Mr. Seymour saw, does this thing that Mr. Seymour saw historical significance? Historical significance?
Does this have historical significance, Mr. Seymour? I would say yes. Does this have historical significance, Mr. Seymour? I would say yes.
I can't hear him very good. You have to tell me what.
Yeah, there's quite a distance between our desks here. Let's all speak. Yeah, there's quite a distance
between our desks here. Let's all
Does it
have political significance? Does it have
political significance at the time?
Yeah.
It had political significance at the time. Yes.
If you're 96, I would make Mr. Seymour born in... if you're 96, I would make Mr. Seymour born in...
Henry's such a mathematician.
Yeah, he's been writing over there all the time.
Henry's such a mathematician.
Yeah, he's been writing over there all the time. This thing, did it have anything to do with the Civil War? Did it have anything to do with the Civil War,
no, it had not to do with the Civil... Well, let's say indirectly it was concerned with the Civil War. Well, let's say indirectly it was concerned with the Civil War.
Did it concern a famous person in American history? Very well-known person. In American history.
Did it concern a famous person, Mr. Seymour? Did it concern a famous person, Mr. Seymour? Yep.
Would it help me to know who this person was? Would it help me to know who this person was?
He wants to know if it would help him to know who this person was, and he wants to know if it would help him to know who this person was, and he has to know who
was this man? Did this man hold political office? Was this man?
This man hold political office, sir? This man hold political office, sir? $20 down and $60 to go, and we go to Jane Meadows. $20 down and $60 to go, and we go to Jane Meadows.
Mr. Seymour.
Henry is being his usual helpful self by whispering to Jane McKinley. Henry is being his usual helpful self by whispering to Jane McKinley.
Mr. Seymour, would this person have ever been president of the United States? Would this person have ever
was he ever president, this man?
Oh, I think it was.
Was he ever president, this man?
Would it have been Abraham Lincoln?
It was
Would
Abraham
it have
Lincoln,
been
yes.
Abraham Lincoln? You witnessed
was
something
Abraham
to do with
Lincoln,
Abraham
yes.
Lincoln. Was this a pleasant thing? With Abraham Lincoln.
Was it a pleasant thing you saw, sir?
Not very pleasant.
Was it a pleasant thing you saw, sir?
Not very pleasant.
He said no, he was scared to death.
Would it have had anything to do with President Lincoln's death? Would it have had anything to do with the President Lincoln's death? Did Mr. Seymour witness the shooting of President Lincoln? Did Mr. Seymour witness the shooting of President Lincoln?
We found out about Mr. Seymour through a recent article in the American Weekly, and said, "I saw Lincoln shot." And this article is by Samuel J. Seymour, and it goes on to say that Mr. Seymour was 5 years old. It goes on to say that Mr. Seymour was taken to Ford's Theater by some good friends, and the curious thing was that when he was in this youth, 5 years of age, when he saw Booth, this youth jump from the box to the stage, which time he broke his leg. From the box, his only concern was not that the president. His only realized that the president had been shot, but the poor man who fell out of the balcony. And that's all of his memory. The poor man who fell out of the balcony. And that's all of his memory is of going to the theater.
Sound check, sound check. Let me do a sound check before I take flight. Hold on. Sound check, Let me do a sound check before I take flight. It still sound like a little crazy. Still sound like a little crazy. I think we good, man. If the live start chopping up, man, just let out that live that I did. That audio doesn't sound good at all. I be pouring all my heart and soul into these videos, and sometimes they don't turn out like that. Sometimes they turn out good. Sometimes I gotta figure that out. But yeah, just bear with me until I figure some of this audio stuff out. I got my interface hooked up just fine. I turned the mic volume down because it seemed like I was getting a lot of feedback. But as y'all can see, the title, Lord of the Flies. Yeah, Lord of the Flies featuring Mr. Trumptastic. This is episode 295, but it's really episode probably like 5,000, to be honest with you. This one of my new channels, so we just go get into it with this Lord of the Flies episode. And I know y'all been waiting on an episode like this, because the flies, when we talking about the Lord of the Flies, and this is also a book written by William Golding. It's a 1954 novel of a British author, William Golding. And we're going to get into the concept of his book, but we also going to get into the technological side behind what these flies represent. Okay? Because when you're talking about meaning of flies, it means you get these plagues. Okay, you get these plagues, and in Exodus 8:24, during the conflict between Moses and the Pharaoh, God sends a swarm of flies as one of the 10 plagues upon Egypt. So the thing is, when you're dealing with these flies, what are flies? Because I deal with biblical technology. Flies are like drones. Okay? Have you ever seen drones in the sky? They look like flies. Okay, so this technology, or these drones, are one of the 10 plagues that's coming upon Egypt. And like I said, when you're dealing with biblical symbolism, flies or like bees, buzzards, and like they represent like corpse, corpse type of language. When you're dealing with the corporations, which is DOA, dead on arrival. So God, the God of the Hebrew Bible, sends these drones as one of his 10 plagues. And like I said, when you're dealing with this biblical technology, these drones represent these holographic light shows in the sky. Y'all seen them with the drones, and you go to Fourth of July events. You see what they do, the drone show, and they all get in a formation and all that. But they also could be used as a weapon if turned ugly. Okay, if turned evil. But the book of symbolism of the flies can trace back to the Old Testament, where they often portray as carriers of disease. And see, when you're talking about the word dis-ease, that means the body is at dis-ease. Okay? But these flies represent like a host, like a carrier. So these flies are like, transporting these, diseases to these people, and they basically feed off the corpse. See, when God split himself, he came out like a swarm of flies. These drones are like weapons. You know what I'm saying? These drones are like weapons, and they represent disease and death. It says flies are mentioned in the Bible as symbols of impurity and decay. So even with the fly, you're dealing with vampirism, because flies usually feed on a dead corpse. Vampires really feed on the dead, because when you're in the living flesh, you are also 1 foot out and 1 foot in the matrix, or this simulation that they call, as you can see in the background. I'll put the numbers. I know y'all like the thumbnails. I gotta keep it creative over here. So God's wrath and punishment was in these plagues, and these plagues carry certain type of punishments for not following God's commandments. Now, when you're talking about God's commandments, were they really that hard to follow? If you get 10 commandments, those commandments weren't really hard to follow, but they had to basically put a symbol of how can I say, a symbol of death to be the blood sacrifice for these flies. Okay, because when you're talking about people that are controlled by this drone technology, it can mean many of things. It ain't just one thing. You know what I'm saying? It take this concept of this religion called oddism takes its form. Okay, the fly is also represents the Christ bird, and Jesus had to go to hell. So he had to be. Jesus represented the fly and the bird. When you dealing with the God of death, because when you're talking about Jesus Christ in biblical terms, he conquered death. So he would be the Lord of the flies. See, y'all not reading this shit right. Y'all not reading this shit right, man. All the demonic shit y'all think is demonic really ain't demonic. So when I come on the scene and ask these questions, y'all flip the script on me. Y'all think I'm the one that's fucked up in their head. But when you living in the backward world, things get flipped upside down. The information is the exact opposite way. But how the brain is set up, you chip. You chip. There, this is the false light. There is no soul. So this fly can feed on this decayed body. Okay, but this energy right here, this source or this light particle, light is information. But when you have flies all over you that's eating the flesh, the soul is able to escape. That's what Jesus Christ represents. Y'all not understanding. Y'all thought the Lord of the Flies was somewhat demonic. It can be when you dealing with this God, the demiurge. When you dealing with this God, the demiurge. Let me show you what people worshiping in the simulation. I don't even think I gotta. It's the demiurge right here. This the two serpents. This is Joachim and Boaz, but you got Christ in the middle between the two serpents. You see, and look what he got in his hand. Neuralink technology. That's the shit that goes over the head, the halo that goes over the head, because the halo is the portal. That's the technology to get you up out of here. That's what they say Christ's kingdom look like coming down from heaven. This damn Neuralink chip right here, and this is what the fly represents. This is what the fly. See, you see this thing? A fly attached to shit. The body is decaying. The body ain't nothing but pure shit. So when you die, you start farting, pooting, pissing on your damn self, all that. That's what they say. And then the flies come get you. The Lord of the Flies. That's what Jesus Christ represents getting the soul out the body. Some people need help. Some people need to call on Jesus. Because that might be their first stage of an awakening. Some people, that's why I don't really get on people about their servitude to these fifth dimensional demigods. Whatever they decide to do with their soul, let it fly. Just like this Lord of the Flies that control the damn simulation. The Lord of the Flies is the earth god. The body's gonna turn to earth upon death. And so I want to come back to the body. That's what y'all not understanding either. Soul is a light force. It ascends to heaven. And like I said, when the light wants to descend, this is as far as it could go on this damn earthly plane. It's like when you see these ghosts and goblins and these all that, and then all these haunted houses, their spirit is basically combined with this Lord, or combined, which it means religion, is to combine with legion. That's what religion is. And like I said, people say against one world religion, but they want to bind under this Lord of the Flies. The Lord of the Flies ain't is Saturn. He's a different form of Chronos. Okay, and like I said, the Lord of the Flies, he deals with the dead. He deals with the dead and the living. Okay, so what's going with this? Oh, hold on, because I gotta show you this. I gotta show y'all this picture. This would be considered a fly. The Lord of the Fly. When they said the Pharaoh sent swarm flies as one of the 10 plagues, you see, this is one right here. The ball is one. This would be the sun. And his many plagues, or his many, his many plagues, or the seals or what they call the Elohim, are the ones that carry out the damn plagues in Revelation. You have 7 Elohim, or what they call what is they called, the 4 horsemen, but you got 7 seals getting released or getting revealed in these last days. But the flies or the drones are the messenger guys. See, Christ would be a messenger god. Muhammad would be a messenger god. What else? In Greek mythology, Mercury would be a messenger god. That's why he got the wings on his helmet. See, when you're dealing with and what you're looking at is Neuralink technology as well. This ancient form of Ottonism, because every Abrahamic faith practices this ancient form of Satanism, but or Ottonism. When you put the S on Ottonism, you get Satanism. But like I said, when you're dealing with the corpse or the corporation, these people are dressed in all black, like Saturn. When you go to Wall Street, they in business suits, dressed like they going for a funeral. Why? Because they dealing with the Lord of the Flies. The corpse or the dead body, the corporation, is fueled off your dead energy. Because you're not going to take your body with you, but they will. They'll part it out on the black market. And the reason why they call it the black market is because all your body parts go on rotation, like the CERN machine. 666 is the number of man, and like I said, with this technology, they're able to resurrect the body or the soul back into the body, into an avatar body, with this CERN technology. But this all has to do with the Lord of the Fly concept. And as we can, let's go into what this has to deal with. That's also the concept of the serpent splitting the sun and moon in half. That's what it said in biblical. See, the demiurge has this concept dating back to early Hinduism, ancient Hinduism. See, and even in Islam, you have Allah, if I'm not mistaken, splitting the sun and moon in half with his sword. The sword also represents Christ, or the tongue. The tongue is the serpent or the snake tongue. But like I said, they've merged. This is what they call the reptilian, the reptile, or the snake in the Garden of Eden. But all this ties into biblical text, biblical terminology, and we're gonna go into that because when you're dealing with this vampirism, this chief demon Ra, or Ra Legion, or Ra. See, Ra and Legion are two different demigods that represent this Lord of the Rings or Lord of the Flies, because they deal with the shit part of the body, the lower half. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're dealing with poop and feces and things of that nature, it comes out the lower half of your body. You get what I'm saying? So that's what you're dealing with, the root chakra, the 7 deadly sins, and and once you poop, it goes down the toilet, it goes down the drain into this damn black hole. That's where all the negative stuff, all the junk, or what they call junk DNA that you don't use, they flush it down the shitter in simulation. You won't get that until your next go around. Okay. And when I say the next go around, that means your next incarnation. You might get it on the next go. Okay. But the Lord of Assimilation already has his drones going out attacking people. And I said, once the drone get on you, you turn into a damn zombie. You've been forbidden. This is the technology that was forbidden. And what happens when you get bitten? What is the knowledge of good and evil represents Eve biting the apple off the tree. Once you get bit, then technology that merges the two realities together, the metaverse and the base reality. See, they make a base reality unbearable to live. You got inflation, and the thing is, once you blow something up, you get if you a dead body, it blows the fuck up. Why? Because you're dealing with inflation. They even tell you that when you watch people. Have you ever seen butchers or people in the meat industry prepare your food? They blow it up with all this steroids and all these pesticides. They blow it up. It's called inflation. See, this is what they doing to the soul. It's a ticking time bomb. They blowing your energy up. They see, that's why you putting in more work and getting less. So you getting chicken, but you getting less vitamins and minerals. You get what I'm saying? That's inflation. They killing the base reality. They making your base reality so small that you can't even see what's on the other side. They don't want you. This is what these flies represent. I'm telling you how they got you tricked and trapped in virtual reality simulation. That's so. See, the base reality is you being right next to God. You become one with the Creator. Then you're in the star, a heaven like a setting. Okay, I mean, that's the journey, or what they call the Father. But on your way to the Father, you get burned by this damn light, and you got all these flies eating on your flesh, trying to hold you back. And it's fake reality that these Elohim have created. But once you break away from that light, you become light. You become a solid in this damn 3D matrix we're in right now. How light becomes solid. So let's get into what this represents. This the quantum computer right here, and this represents the beehive. And like I said earlier, Christianity, the beehive was the symbol. In early Freemasonry, the beehive was the symbol of this god, because think about it, the queen bee represents the head, or the god head. And like I said, the queen bee is interchangeable in the occult. So when you're dealing with Masonic and earlier Christianity, before the cross. A lot of Christians don't know this, but they don't know why bees represent they don't know why. Okay. They don't know why. And the reason why is because, like I said, God deals with this hive mind. And as you can see, the bees, the flies represent the drones that the Pharaoh sent to plague Egypt on his people. He was basically experimenting on his people. These would be the drones or the flies. You see the wings on that motherfucker right there? These are Elon's drones because he represents this God. He's the Lord of the flies. I'm telling you what the hell's going on out this bitch, but y'all not seeing what I'm seeing, and your third eye is broke. But when you come on here and listen to Mr. Trumptastic Radio, we give you all kind of aspects of what's going on in the simulation. We don't lead you astray. Over here, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, change your whole damn perspective. Because you've been dealing with these flies that have been circulating around your head because flies love shit. The thing is, if flies know you, if you're dealing with a whole bunch of flies that's in your life, you got shit on your brain. You ain't dealing with nothing authentic. If you got all these buzzards trying, this thing is, you gonna have a certain amount of flies that's gonna bother you, but you should be able to swipe them away. You should have your fly swatter out at all times. This is why the Pharaoh always had this damn hook in his hand, or this fly swatter, or this what we call this scepter. Like I said, the scepter was a weapon to kill the drone. See, once you send the drones out, they like zombies. You know what I'm saying? They like zombies. They on a kamikaze mission to hell. But this guy L can reel his drones back in, just like how Elon can send his drones out. He could reel back in anytime he want to. That's why they call Jesus Christ a fisherman God, because he represents the harvesting of the soul, or fishing out the soul in these etherical waters above. Okay. But see, once people leave their body, this dude becomes a fly. Now the thing is, I know y'all done heard stories about people leaving their body and lingering around their old dead body, fucking flies. They don't want to ascend to the next level. So they hang around their dead. They even go to their own funeral. That's how attached they are to their damn body. So your whole family will be there, and this dude still lingering around, watching his body going to the ground. But he don't want to fly away. He's not a bird. He's a fly. Right? But like I said, once you see, spirituality all has to deal with transhumanism, because you're not just physical, you spiritual too. You were transforming yourself, but on the lowest level, we see we see it happening in society. That's the ass end of it. Okay, and when you're dealing with the ass end of it, you're dealing with flies too, because that's the end of a generation. When you're dealing with things that could wipe your whole existence off the map. That's the whole concept of the depopulation, is to end the lineage of the family lineage, and they could do that with LGBT type of context. That's the whole point of that of that situation, is to end your lineage. So people falling right into the depopulation agenda, and swapping it out for butt love. You get what I'm P. Diddy type shit. So let's say the Lord of the Flies, and how this ties into biblical text. The fall of grace. Okay, when you're dealing with Adam and Eve falling into Eden, because Eden was this place where there was no decay, there was no flies. But as time went on, flies ended up in the Garden of Eden. Because the thing is, a lot of animals turned into meat eaters. Everybody was vegetarian. But now, once you're dealing with the fallen state, you have all these anomalies going down in the garden because you have failed from your base reality. But like I said, that was the original sin, getting kicked out the garden. So the fall from grace, the island can be seen as a Eden, a paradise where innocent is lost, just like Adam and Eve, who were innocent until they weren't. These boys start off with a clean slate, but quickly descend into sin. Their original sin could be seen in their turn from civilized behavior to savagery. And the thing is, once you become at a fallen state, you have to depend on somebody else to hold up your simulation. It's all structured around this governmental power system. You are the fly because in a typical setting, government is the illusion of another entity giving you these false images of God, but you're in servitude to this false image. So you become the fly or the Elohim of this God, this question mark God, or they call him Beelzebub, Legion, Ra, Set, Christ, one of them in his ugly form. Because you gotta think, Christ got a good side and a bad side. Then you got the devil. The devil got a good side and a bad side. That's the four horsemen right there. Y'all not understanding how they can eliminate you on both ends of the stick and switch up the game anytime they want to. See, they'll have you believe in something that's good, but it's really bad. And then they'll have you believe in something bad, that's something good, that's something bad, that's really good. So we're in this state of vampirism, is what I call it. Because the original sin is basically departing from your base reality. That's Eden is your pinnacle or your highest, your highest revelation of the simulation. Because you can see down into these other realms. And let me see if I got a picture of what Eden what Eden is. Because that's your higher state, your higher state of existence. See, when you're dealing with Eden, you at the purest form. You're what they call a Puritan, or you all white. You dressed in all white. This is where you get cleansed. White represents pure. Hold on. I'm trying to look for this picture of Eden. I think I might not have. Might have to upload. Might have to upload it. I think I got that picture of Eden. I could pull it up on the screen share, but like I was saying before, this God has many forms, and like I said, when you got one fly, from one comes many. That's what this God represents. So you get the mind of the Lord of the flies, and then he'll have you on shit, like flies on shit. But that's the whole point of the dung beetle. You see in the right corner, Frogman pushing up the stone. There's a folklore of Egypt of I think it's a Greek mythology. I think the name is damn, what is that Greek mythology? This about I was about to do a show on it. He kept on pushing the ball. Let me see. I'm about to pull it up. But as you can see, these hands are holding up this ball too. You get what I'm saying? These hands is holding up that ball. I gotta find. Let me find. Hold on. Let me find this. I gotta find this because this is important to my show. Hold on. Okay, here we go. And this was his punishment too. Let me share this to my. Let me share this to my email because I'm about to pull this story up. Because these hands right here, they basically holding up this ball. But when one string get detached, it falls. That's why you separated from God. So when one of these, when this God right here comes and snaps this, see this what Christ represents, because he's the fisherman guy. He got the hook and a net. Y'all not understanding how they pop with these words, y'all. Because once I showed you the picture of the otanism symbol. I showed you a picture of the Akhenaten symbol, and like I said, this religion is still in play today. So when Christ comes and rips that cord, this is Christ. See, Christ would be the ripper or the reaper, and he's the one that has the damn candy cane in his hand. This is why they say Nimrod was born on the 25th, and Christ was born on the 25th. So they say, quotation mark. So they say that's Christ's birthday. Now I heard April, which could be tied to resurrection too. See, everything dead in the wintertime. So once you spring up, once you spring, that means you rising out your grave. Everything's growing back. So Christ would represent both spring and wintertime and the fall. Because he had to fall into hell to get keys to spring up again. Y'all not. It's a science. It's a science. And like I said, Christ represents another form of Janus, because when you're dealing with the root word of Jan or Janus, you're dealing with the keys, like the janitor, and you see this guy right here with damn keys in his hand. And like I said, these guys always have a rod or a stick, like Nimrod, or they always got a staff to control they sheep, because everything revolves around this technology or this staff. See, Moses wouldn't be nothing without his staff. Y'all not understanding what this ancient technology did. It was an earth form or link to control his flock, or how to control the masses. And like I said, when this hookem God comes and rip cord, he's reaping the souls of men while he's cut cord. Now you've been detached. This is you breaking away from God. Okay, this would be you breaking away from God, and that was one of the sins. As you detaching yourself away from the true base reality. That is the main sin, but that's been terraformed too. So I don't know the concept of that. But I'll go. You got to find yourself first to even understand what I just said in the last 2 seconds, because you not knowing who you really are is a fucking sin. Now you possessed by this demon called religion. Okay. It says the beast, the Lord of the Flies itself, a pig's head on a stick. Now you see this, you see these heads on a stick right here. See, this is why. Let me show you something right quick. The head on the stick could represent things. A scarecrow. You see this head. You see this head on this stick, or what they call the witch's bone. This is an ancient covenant, a witch covenant. See, when you're dealing with the witch doctor, see, Jesus would have been considered a witch doctor. Like, y'all not understanding the damn scripture. He would have been the man of sin going around healing everybody. See, the Roman Catholics didn't like that, okay? They didn't like that type of healing methods. But the witch doctor represented that. Y'all understand it. See, y'all bash other cultures and other cultures pagan when the same shit is going on in your side of the woods, but it's just in a different color or a different form. It's totally demonic and all that, but y'all not understanding how these witch covenants are tied. This is why the witches used to get hunted down, because they knew the knowledge of natural healing, natural medicines, and things of that nature. Now, when you're dealing with the medical mafia, which people have bled into and gave their soul into, see, if you was a real Bible thumper, you wouldn't need them pills. Jesus Christ would come heal you naturally in your damn sleep. Like he said, that peace be still, but you want to go to that doctor that's dressed in all white, like they said they was going to be in Revelations, because these scientists are going to be the ones that bring forth this new world order agenda through medical tyranny, as you can see. And like I said, those are people he was the white horse. That was the pale white horse, Sagittarius with the bow. The bow is the, and we ain't gonna talk about that because I don't want to get my shit taken down. But yes, is the head on the stick, the pig's head on the stick. And what God do? What did Jesus do? He took the demon out of Lazarus and sent it into a pig. Now, if you go look at a scientist, what is he doing? Cloning. That's cloning, sending conscious. You see, the thing, they could put a consciousness in a test subject, pig/human. That's where you get all this Greek mythology about the minotaurs, half horse, half animal, because these are the concept of man merging with the damn beast on a scientific level. So when people don't believe the religion, they go fucking believe the damn science. And when people don't believe the science, they go straight towards the religion. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. See, science, science can communicate with the dead. They got technology to communicate with the dead. That's Neuralink technology. This is based off this damn ancient formula called ionism. This is what y'all are under right here. Y'all not seeing it. It just people not looking this stuff up. They're just not. They're not on this type. This stuff is the type of information that go hit you 15, 20 years from now. This ain't no shit that just go overnight. You got to be ready for this. So when you go look at the witch's broom, this is this guy or this cow guy wears golden fringes, because now you're dealing with the saturated part of the soul that's conquered and governed by deadly sins. You get into this saturated state of mind. So when you're doing this, is the witches, also the witch's broom. This the concept of the lollipop to lure. See, the pedophiles used to lure people in with lollipops. This is what this god represents: the rapture or the rape and capture of the soul. Same thing with the pedophile hopping out the van. Okay, but let's get into what this represents. The witch riding on the broom. That's the soul riding, being ciphered. This is another form of this damn Ottoman religion or this alien religion. So when you go into the witch's broom, this is the same concept of the Ottoman symbol. This is why the cowboys wear the fringes. This is why you got your gold fringes, right? Because same thing with this Elon Musk technology. This is how the followers of this guy connected with El. This is how this guy communicated with his people via drone technology. With this witch's covenant. I might have to show y'all. I didn't gave y'all too much. I'm already on here for an hour. So yeah, I'm about to stop the show, part 2 of this, because there's way more information. Way more information that I had, but I'm gonna end the show. I ain't gonna hold y'all up for too long. We'll tune into some music later on, man. I'm just tired, man. I had a long day. You know what I'm saying? I had a long day. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in the political arena go. Matter of fact, Tim Waltz was just in my city in Louisville, Kentucky, but I don't think nobody came out to see that motherfucker. That dude is weird. Tim Waltz is weird, and it seemed like he got a neurological problem. The way he kick his feet up and shit. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong, but I think I think this is going down. It's just getting too big to rig, y'all. It's getting too big to rig. See, Trump screwed. Trump played the Democrats like crazy because he still acted as president throughout these 4 years. He really didn't go. He honestly didn't go anywhere. He was always in the limelight on TV. See, he got the popular vote, because if he wasn't popular, they wouldn't be talking about him. So he got the popular vote, and he got that country black road vote, the electoral. He got that country black road vote, and he got the black vote and the Latina vote. You got gays for Trump. All these groups supporting. Like I said, this one gonna be too big to rig, y'all. This one gonna be too big to rig. And Kamala, she breaking down. She about on her last leg. She just kind of anything. The only thing she can talk about is damn Trump. Trump. See, Trump got reason to talk about Kamala, but he also has his damn own plans and his own policy. You don't hear nothing from. You hear it from them, but it's some shit that they should have already did. Why wait 4 years? If we go do it now, just do it now. But they can't, because that's not. They gotta go by their word. You know what I'm saying? They know they gotta go by their word. So if they don't go through with what they said, they can have some damn problems. So the new thing on the block is Trump talking about no taxes getting took out, period. Ain't gonna be no such thing as no taxes. United States gonna be one big utopia. And that might well be our 7 years of peace, or what they call in Revelations. It'll be so plentiful, it's gonna be tenfold out this bitch. That's what I think that's gonna happen. We gonna be in God mode. We gonna be able to generate or control our money more through this quantum computing system, whereas basically the monetary system is ran off solar energy or soul energy. It's going to be solely up to you, and you'll be able to govern more your income. Okay, that's what's going. We go basically merge with the beast, like they said in Revolution. So the thing is, if you walking around here trying to be holier than thou, you already in the Antichrist system. Now we updated the holographic, and you have to get on the damn blockchain to even further your existence in the base reality. Whereas in 20, 30 years ago, you could have did that easily through another type of entity. But this one's more you control your own destiny. Back then it was lightweight, hard to project your reality, because you had all these oligarchs blocking the mainstream system, and they always thought that was the way to go. But really, independent is really the way to go. So you don't have to be tied down to these black rock corporations. But we all know they in the shadow with all these apps too. It really ain't no they the Lord of the Flies. Like I said, these guys gonna stick on you because you the corpse. You the corpse. The fly, you don't ever see the flies really die. You don't. You don't. You don't see the flies die. They multiply. And like I said, the more problems in your life, they go stick to you. They go fly like a fly stick on shit. They go stick to you. What time is it? 9. Is it 9 o'clock? Hope y'all enjoyed the build, man. There's more to it. I didn't even really dig into what I got going on. But tomorrow, Friday, we're gonna have a lot of time to build. But yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Make sure y'all share and like this video. I'm out. Love y'all.